if I look like trash, that is because I'm getting over allergies spiking or being sick or whatever. So with the weather change, I don't know what happened, but it just set my allergies on fire. Like I feel like I had a cold. I had like a cold sweat. My sinuses have just been clogged. I look tired because I've only had like 4 hours of sleep because I couldn't go to sleep last night because my sinuses were all over the place, right? So with that in mind, I did something really cool the other day. I built my wife a new computer. It's not technically a gaming PC. It's to assist her with coding and everything that she does with her career right now in the data analyst world. So I built her a really, really cool computer. And, well, here's the monitor, and there's the actual PC. Now, it is not set up yet fully. We're not going to leave it on the carpet. I'm smarter than that. It's just there temporarily until we can get some put under like a block of wood. So I promise it will not stay down here, okay? Okay, I'm gonna say this without sounding, or trying to not sound super stuffed, but here's everything that we've got in here. So for the RAM, we've got this Flare X5 DDR5, which honestly, RAM is RAM. Like it doesn't really matter like that hard. We got a Vertex, a GX 1200 power supply. I use this in my 4090 build actually. Good a PSU. Z-Sonic makes incredible equipment. Big fan of their products. I love this power supply. We've got her a single stick of 990 Pro NVMe. Got her a 2 terabyte stick of 99 Pro Samsung NVMe SSD power. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, this is the only SSD we have in this thing right now. For her CPU, we've got her a Ryzen 9. Which one was this one? I can never find it on these boxes. I believe it was the 9900X. Yeah, it's the 9900X. So the Ryzen 9 9900X. I promise I know what I'm doing. I'm not a moron. I just forget names sometimes. We're using this for the exhaust fan on the back. An Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 AIO. No real opinions on this. I've never used this particular brand before or this particular AIO. The guy at Micro Center recommended it. Said it's probably the best bang for your buck that you can get with a lot of really good features for the decently affordable price, which is only $129 or $130. That's a pretty solid price for the amount of power this thing can put out. And it's just overall really efficient AIO. That's what the guy at Micro Center told me anyway. Then, so we did like one of the bundle deals. We got the RAM, the CPU in combination with this X870E Tomahawk. I don't really know motherboards that well, to be honest, but I'm going to assume this is pretty solid. It was also kind of expensive. But yeah, this is what we're using for the motherboard. This thing's actually kind of cracked, I'm not going to lie. It has 4 NVMe SSD slots. I kind of want to get something like this for when I upgrade my editing PC to an AM5 board, but this is what we got. For the monitor, this is an 144 hertz 1440p monitor from Samsung. It's this giant monstrosity. Not Samsung, Dell. A 32-inch Dell Curve gaming monitor. Here are all the stats. 165 hertz, my apologies, not 144. Yeah, this is a kind of a beefy monitor, honestly. This box is also huge. Ignore all the stuff we've got around here. We're doing some like moving and getting rid of some stuff. Take some stuff to charity and whatever. So that's that. You might be thinking, right? Where's the graphics card? All right, so for what my wife is doing right now, she doesn't necessarily need a graphics card. I am trying to convince her to get one though, if she wants to do anything else. I don't really like plugging monitors into motherboards. Don't really work half of the time, and it's a 1440p monitor, so she won't get the fullest power out of it using an HDMI cable, because you can really only get those higher resolutions with a DPI cable, not an HDMI cable, unless I'm mistaken. I'm 99% certain that's correct. I've tested it with my own monitors. So we're aiming to get her a GPU. The GPU market is expensive right now. I'm thinking like maybe a 4070 like Super or 4070 Ti or something, or don't they have like a 4070 Super Ti? Something like that. The 50 series cards suck, in my opinion. They're not that great. And then obviously we don't want to really do an AMD graphics card because she does coding, and NVIDIA cards are just better with all the AI jargon that they do. So AMD did just drop their newest GPUs. and they're pretty affordable. So, I mean, if push comes to shove, we need to get our GPU, we can obviously go with like a 970 or a 970 XT. But for now, we're not doing that. Okay, this is gonna look a little jank because we're doing it on the floor. I apologize for that. The only reason I'm doing it on the floor right now is just because this table, we've had it for a while. It's not the most structurally sound. It can hold that monitor just fine. Like, that won't be a problem. I'm not putting this PC up here. No, we're not doing that. So I'm gonna take this paneling off. We're gonna take a look inside this bad boy. And we ended up going with the North XL case, which has this nice, cool, like wood paneling on the front. She loves the wood finishes, so we wanted to keep it just nice, simple, you know, little brass like bits with these buttons and sockets up here. Sockets, what am I talking about? USB ports, audio cable ports, whatever. So I want to keep it nice and simple. This is what the build looks like. Yeah, that's a beautiful PC, ain't it? I could start it up really quickly. Like, it doesn't need to be like, you know, on forever. I know it's on carpet, so that's why I'm a little, you know, cautious about that. There's our AIO up there. This took me 1 hour and 50 minutes to build, I would say. The SSD is under the very first NVMe slot up there where it says Tomahawk. Now, what's cool about this cooler is it kind of assists with cooling like the rest of the motherboard in general. When I initially put it on, it didn't fully cover the CPU, which kind of freaked me out a little bit. So this front part of the Arctic is actually magnetic and can pop off with relative ease. There's also like a little counter right there. You see where it says like 88? There's a little counter right there. This front panel is actually 4 additional fans. You could put fans on this if you want it. At least that's what they told me anyway, and it looks like it's doable. I think these are 140 millimeter fans, not 120s. This is a 120 right here. I don't think that could fit on here. It might be able to. I would assume that that is pretty much strictly for 140 millimeter fans. You do not need this here, and it will potentially run into an issue where it could potentially block the GPU, but we don't have a graphics card seated in here yet. This build feels completely unfinished in my opinion without it, but that's a joke. She hates when I say that. This thing is very, very well put together. I'm gonna show you some of the cable management on the backside now. So historically, cable management has never been, I would say, my strong suit, but the North XL's case came with so few cables for the front panel buttons and ports. It was actually so easy to get this thing set up and just kind of cleaned up. There were 2 slots up there too, and I'm using both slots with this PSU's cable. It's like, it could be probably tidier, but in comparison to some of the other builds that I've done and some of the other cases that I've used, this is really, really tame for the most part, and you know where everything is. Now, you could put 2 SSDs here, if I'm not mistaken. This whole panel kind of comes off. You can plug a couple of SSDs into here. There are some like hard drive slots under here that you can also get a couple of external hard drives like hooked to, obviously ones with like screw holes or whatever on the bottom of them. You could do that, but that would probably require a little bit more cable management and just kind of cleaning this up a little bit. But it's got a lot of options for being a very minimalist case overall. I'm very proud of the way this honestly turned out. And the fact that this is undeniably the fastest PC build that I have ever done, and it was for my wife, personally makes me feel a little bit more accomplished with it. It's one thing to do it for myself, but knowing that I could put this together, I know literally where every single thing goes pretty much. There were a couple of like questionable cables that I got with some of the different parts or whatever that I had to just do a quick Google search for, but just knowing that I knew where everything goes pretty much, it was satisfying. It lets me know that I've really progressed with my PC building. And honestly, one of my long-term goals outside of being a full-time content creator is to build PCs, I think, for people for fun or, you know, once in a while. I really enjoy doing this, and I don't have any issues doing it. So that's my wife's gaming PC, or I'm calling it a gaming PC. It's obviously mostly for her schoolwork, because she does like school, like stuff with like her master's program. It's obviously for, I want her to get a graphics card so she can play games from time to time. But that's not the only reason. That's not the only reason. All the AI functions will be super helpful with all the future like coding prospects she's gonna do. Listen, what I need you guys to do is leave a comment down below to convince my wife to buy a graphics card for this computer so we can fully complete the thing. If I had any other additions I would add to it, probably some more storage devices. The 2 terabyte is fine. I guess you really won't need more for quite a while. But I definitely want to get a couple more storage devices in here, maybe at least like 1 extra hard drive. And she wants actually a DVD player for this thing too, which is kind of funny. even though I know like you can't put a DVD player in this particular build. So we're probably gonna get her like an external one or something. Then I think that's it. Oh, and I have some old speakers, some old Logitech speakers. I'm gonna put up with this. And then we gotta get her like a proper desk. This desk that we're using right now is extremely temporary. It was something I used in my office for a while, but that's gonna be a temporary piece of the setup. And then when we do get her a graphics card, maybe we'll get her a second monitor because as it currently stands, obviously, with no graphics card, you can't hook up two monitors. You have to plug the monitor into the motherboard, which is giving me some problems. I'm getting the whole no signal thing. I've never worked with a monitor plugged into a motherboard before, and I can't use the DPI cable for that. I have to use the HDMI cable. That's another reason to get a graphics card, so we can get multiple monitors, get the full usage of this 1440p monitor. Just so many reasons to do it. You know what I'm saying? After building that computer, it made me realize really just how well versed I've gotten in PC building and how much I just love doing it. I want to start building PCs for people. I hit up a friend earlier who said that her son wanted a computer, and I said, well, give me a budget of about 1,000 to maybe 1,500 and we can make something happen. Now, it's a little harder because of how expensive the GPU market kind of is, in my opinion. Now, unless I really want to go low grade, like we could probably go like... People still use 1080 Ti's in this day and age. So, hey, you know, he's a kid, so it probably won't matter in the long run what kind of build that we get him. As long as he's able to play his games and enjoy them, it doesn't matter. If we do make that happen, I will absolutely record a vlog. I was watching the Sidemen charity match earlier, which is like this big, like, football match between a bunch of different content creators, YouTubers, streamers, whatever. And it is just so crazy to me how far content creation can take you in this life. It can take you to points like this where you're playing on the biggest stages for literally fun. That is just so insane to me, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Would I ever want to be on a scale that big? Yes. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I would. I love the idea of just like doing big things and just having fun, and like everything that you do is for the sake of entertaining people and bringing them joy. You don't have a single problem to ever really worry about aside from being creative. But that's gonna be it for this vlog, guys. I just wanted to show off the new PC build that I got for my wife. I'm so happy that she likes it. Obviously, she does not need a graphics card right now, but I'm gonna make sure we get her one, even if I pay for it out of my own wallet, okay? I just think it completes the build. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm being a little greedy. It's really just more of a me thing. I know. But I'm going to get her that so we can have a fully completed build. And so I feel satisfied as the builder. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this vlog, leave a like on it, sub to the channel for more content. And as always, this has been Jay. I will see you later.